Yeah, David, the fees add up. And let's not forget everyone's favorite, taxes and insurance. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. Favorite topic to talk about for everyone is insurance and taxes for sure. I guess first is you won't be able to be approved for a mortgage loan without first getting homeowners insurance. I think the average on the annual premium for homeowners insurance is $1,200. Depending on where the home is in a given part of the country or even a certain part of town, you could need flood insurance. And that just depends on what's the historical records and whether you're in a floodplain. Let's see. So if your down payment is below 20%, the mortgage lenders may require you buy something called private mortgage insurance, PMI, and that is at a cost of 0.5 to 1% of the mortgage. And you might also buy title insurance. Make sure you have a clear title to the property, or title lock insurance to cover losses from mortgage fraud because of identity theft. Insurance is just one of those things that we have to have in this society to make sure that we are protected, or at least mitigate the risks of things that are outside of our control. So all these are smart things to at least consider and to have on your major purchase.
Yeah, and so we've been talking about a lot of fees that are associated with buying a home, but there are some things that they should probably be expecting and working on, or anticipating, I should say, after they move into the home. So what are some of the costs that people should be anticipating after they've moved in?
In addition to just buying a home, if it's their residence, they're going to want to move themselves and their possessions into the home. If they're, going to engage with a moving service, it could cost several $1,000s depending on how far you're moving and how much property you have to move in. And even if you are doing it yourself, there's always the cost of pizza and sodas for your friends and family, right? But
exactly.
In addition to, there's expenses of repairs and the things that the buyer and the seller may be negotiated that the buyer is going to handle after they take possession. Some of the more expensive examples could be a new roof, new HVAC, the heating and cooling, structural changes, and then it comes to customizing. And then maybe you want to expand certain parts of the home. Maybe you want to do some landscaping. On and on and on and on. All the things that we can get involved in, even building permits can, add up. So, I guess even the worst case scenario is some of those unexpected significant repairs that are not identified in the inspection report that you were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's important for people to think about this. I'm going to highlight what you just said there. When you're buying your first home, traditionally, you're not buying a brand new home. So from that standpoint, that's where David's talking about, in the anticipation of maybe improving some things after you've moved in. You could be buying a home that's even as much as 100 years old if you're buying a home that's in Westmoreland or the Old West End. So those are some things that you should take into consideration. That's why it's important to have the home inspection. That way they can help highlight some of those things that you should anticipate.